During one of the endless polar winter nights in northern Norway, 5 fishermen left a remote village and entered the frozen forest in search of reindeer herds, but within only a few hours they vanished completely, leaving behind nothing except mysterious radio transmissions swallowed by the violent snowstorm raging through the darkness. One survivor from a nearby settlement later claimed that the sky that night looked unnaturally black, while the freezing winds coming from deep inside the forest carried sounds resembling human whispers, as if some unknown presence had been silently watching the fishermen as they moved between the towering frozen trees. 2 days after the disappearance, rescue teams crossed the icy wilderness and discovered that the fishermen's footprints suddenly ended beside a frozen lake, while strange markings carved into the ice surrounded the area, symbols that investigators were never able to explain even decades later. Residents of the northern region have long believed that the ancient polar forest hides a terrifying history of unexplained disappearances, as travelers, hunters, and fishermen had reportedly vanished there for generations, always during blizzards, when dark shadowy figures were said to move silently among the snow-covered trees. As the rescue teams advanced deeper into the forest, their communication devices repeatedly malfunctioned and the temperature suddenly dropped to deadly levels, causing several search members to feel as though unseen footsteps were following them through the dense white fog, despite seeing nobody around them. Investigators later discovered the fishermen's campsite partially buried beneath heavy snow, with extinguished fires and untouched supplies still scattered inside the tents, creating the horrifying impression that the men had abandoned everything in panic after witnessing something terrifying emerging from the darkness. Ancient documents preserved inside an abandoned church archive revealed that local inhabitants had always warned outsiders never to enter the forest during the eternal winter season, believing that lost spirits wandered there whenever blizzards intensified and daylight disappeared for weeks at a time. During one of the final search operations, a rescue worker suddenly heard distant screams echoing from the direction of the frozen lake, but as the team rushed toward the sound, it vanished completely, leaving behind only long dragging marks across the snow leading deeper into the dark forest. What disturbed investigators the most was the behavior of the trained tracking dogs, which refused to approach the exact location where the fishermen disappeared, barking aggressively before retreating in fear, as though sensing an invisible danger hidden within the terrifying silence of the polar wilderness. Researchers eventually recovered the damaged camera belonging to one of the missing fishermen, and after restoring part of the footage, they saw the men speaking fearfully about strange glowing lights moving between the trees moments, before the recording violently shook and dissolved into darkness and the roaring wind. Several local historians insist that the same region witnessed similar incidents more than a century ago, when entire groups of miners and Arctic explorers disappeared without leaving behind bodies, equipment, or any logical evidence, as if the frozen wilderness itself had swallowed them forever. In the nights following the tragedy, villagers living near the forest claimed they could see faint lights drifting silently among the trees after midnight, sometimes appearing beside the frozen lake before disappearing into the storm, reviving ancient legends connected to spirits of the polar winter. Despite using thermal aircraft, drones, and advanced search technology, Norwegian authorities failed to determine the fate of the missing fishermen, transforming the incident into one of the most terrifying unsolved mysteries ever recorded in the remote Arctic regions of Northern Europe. As years passed, the story of the vanished fisherman became a terrifying legend told to children in northern villages as a warning never to enter the polar forest during the season of endless darkness, especially when violent snowstorms begin to bury all sounds beneath the deadly Arctic winds. Even today, Travelers crossing the icy roads near the forest sometimes claim they see shadowy figures carrying dim lanterns moving slowly between the trees at night before disappearing into the frozen mist, as though the missing fishermen never truly escaped the cursed wilderness at all.